Are you ready?
My coach, Barbara H. Smith. Why did I hire her? Because she's the best.
Barbara H. Smith is a powerhouse. She just walks in the room and grabs your attention, and she does that in a way that just makes you feel loved and like she's paying attention to you. She cares about you, and she wants to see you be your best self.
She was able to dig inside and find the passion that was deep within me.
Barbara's energy is one of the reasons that I had to have her as my coach. I love the way she is real with people.
The reason I felt like I needed a coach was because I have some big goals and I needed to build my confidence. I knew that Barbara could help me do that.
I felt that I could trust her.
I would definitely recommend to get coaching from Barbara H. Smith if you feel like you need to level up your confidence. She would just help you feel like bold, like you can take on the world.
She has really shown me who I am. She has changed my mindset to a place that I know that I am more powerful today than I would have ever been if I had never met Barbara Smith.
Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the Barbara H. Smith Show. It is Tuesday, 1 week past the Black Business Expo. If you missed it, you missed a great amount of information. You missed a whole bunch. But guess what? You still got a chance. It's going to be replayed. So thank you to Dr. Kelly, Dr. Eric Kelly III, who is the founder of Black Business Olympics, and Mark Lee, who is behind the scenes all the time, and all the wonderful presenters that were here last week. Now, it is time to bring up the fabulous, wonderfully articulate Shawnee Smith.
Well, thank you so much for having me tonight.
You are so welcome. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be good crazy.
It is 1 week ago, a year ago, 1 week ago, a year ago, this little girl here started with the IBM TV network as the show host of the Barbara H. Smith Show. It's been a year. Last week was the Black Business Expo, and this week we are celebrating 1 year anniversary. Woo-hoo! On the Barbara H. Smith Show. So I'm going to just turn it over to Shawnee because I have no clue what's going on right now. Shawnee.
Well, you have no clue because it was a surprise. Okay.
Oh,
and it's very hard to surprise you, by the way.
I know. And I have not really ever been surprised because I'm so nosy. I get into everything.
Everything. I just want to say, people.
You do get into everything and all of that. And Barbara, I've got other surprises for you as well, because definitely you are always getting into things. You're always getting into trouble. You're always getting into things along those lines. And by the way, it's a fantastic year-long anniversary, an amazing year-long anniversary. You've been doing great things and all of that. We are glad to be part of the Barbara H. Smith Show. I'm just glad to have met you through first Dr. Kelly, then you coming on the show. Just glad to have your involvement and all of that. And definitely you are a truly amazing individual. And I'm not the only one that thinks so, because I brought my good friend Nick with me.
Oh
Nick,
my God!
Yeah, and I brought my fan base with me. You can hear the clapping in the background. Of course, I know how to bring my fan base with me. Yeah, congratulations! You ever see the game Survivor? That's what media is all about. You actually have to survive 1 year, and even in financial services where I work, the survival rate is they've done stats for years. 50% of the people that enter financial services will be gone within 1 year.
Oh.
Okay, so here's another rate for you in financial services. 90% are gone within 5 years.
Oh.
So the media, I don't think is much different than that. So you have just survived in the game Survivor the first year. So I mean, with that, that's absolutely amazing. And this is what the fan club has to say about that. Thank you, Barbara. You're doing well in the game called Survivor.
Thank
It's
you,
just
Nick. Thank
much
you for
more
being here.
much more difficult than you would think. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't believe I talk to Mark all the time. It's
I
like a
do.
kind of a thing, like every day talk to him. So
Every day we're
yeah,
talking. And Nick, one of the things I know that you
yeah.
always tell me, and I guess the audience needs to know this as well, is wouldn't you say that Barbara H. Smith is one of our top shows on the network in terms
Yeah.
of ratings?
Yeah, she is. She's in the top 5 right now on Vimeo, and as a network, we've also surpassed 100,000 views, which is pretty good after 2 years. Because I'm watching her viewership keep going up, because once we went on Vimeo Roku, and she has one show. We were trying to get all the shows up. It takes a while because you have to download, upload. It's a big pain. But even so, her show runs all the time right now, and she's always adding more viewers to her show because it's running what they call AVOD, which means video on demand. So if anybody goes to Roku and types in Pod TV, because IBM doesn't want us to use IBM TV on Roku. So if you type Pod TV, you'll see her show. It's running all the time, and viewers are watching it all the time as they tune into the network. So the network. Well, the thing is, it's like this. It's kind of like you have to walk before you run. You have to hit 1,000 viewers, then 10,000, then 100,000. And when people start out, like Mark and I are working with Duke University right now, and the thing is, I said, well, how many videos do you have in your library? Library means how many videos have you produced that you can use and recircle? None. And I go, well, you got to start somewhere. So you got to start producing. So you start building up your library, because then the library can be used over and over again and be repositioned in different places. Right now, we're positioning everything on Pod TV on Roku, but we've already looked at it with Roku on Pod TV. Once it's all built out, then we can go to Apple Plus. You get to go to Amazon. And the advertising agency I talked in New York said, you got to build out your network first. He goes, he referred me to somebody in LA, but I have people working on it right now. So either the LA people are going to do it, our internals are going to do it, but we're going to build out our network. Then the advertising agency said this, because you guys do they call it current programming. He says, you're sitting on a gold mine. Okay. And I'm going like, you got to be kidding me. No, because the thing is, they're really into the content creators, which is what you are, Barbara. You're a content creator, and they do want more topics, and they want more graphics. That's the only two comments. In other words, what is the topic you're going to discuss today? And always do the hot topic. Like
well, the hot topic today.
Did Will Smith
really
hit somebody?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so the thing is, what they said to do is do the Barbara H. Smith show, and then underneath it, Will Smith slap. Is this real, or something like that? Because those are hooks. Those are hooks.
Yeah.
And they what they do is they attract audience, because audiences buy into hooks all the time. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Hey, Nick, just really quickly, there was another person that actually has come to the network, but they came through Barbara, and they are another truly amazing person. I think they've got some words to say about how great Barbara is as well. And I'm sure that they'd love to meet you as well. That being the amazing Billy Graham.
Billy Graham, yay!
PG360.
Mama Balls, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
But we're celebrating Barbara Smith Survivor. She's now the survivor. She survived 1 year in the industry, which is really tough, but she didn't know that. It's best not to know
that. I did not know that.
You didn't know it? No, it's a 50% failure rate. And I've kept stats on it. It's absolutely true. But they've actually kept stats on it for years, and it's all the same. In other words, you'll love it. Failure rate 50% in 1 year, 90% in 5 years. Think about it. That's not good stats, but it is what it is. It's been consistent. So you play a game called Survivor.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, you gotta
here for 5 years.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I think you're going to stay here. I know Billy's going to stay here. Billy, by the way, meet Nick. Nick is the boss of everything and all of that. So that's Billy. Billy does the show on Thursday.
I've seen his shows. I mean,
Nice to meet you, sir.
He's a famous celebrity because I know I've seen his shows. You know, he's on the network. So I go, gosh, I see the shows. And like I said, we have right now over 100,000 people viewing the network. So
Wow.
It is what it is. And for us,
Can
that
we
was a
use
big
those
work.
stats?
But yeah, we can use it. I got it. It's verifiable, Barbara. But here's what put us over the edge. Since we got on Roku through Vimeo. Vimeo keeps track of our stats. We had like 80,000 through YouTube, which I can verify. By the way, we're probably way over 100,000. I have 80,000 I can verify from YouTube. I have now 20,000 because Vimeo Roku is pushing much faster than we ever did on YouTube. So that puts us over 100,000. I think we're like 23,000 on Vimeo, 40,000 on one YouTube, 40,000 on another. That puts us 103. And I'm not counting Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Twitch. And I know we get a lot of views through Facebook groups, and LinkedIn, because I have 12,000 myself just on LinkedIn. But I'm not even counting them because the problem with those services, they don't give you stats. In other words, you're being broadcast through Facebook and Facebook groups. You got following there, but you only get the stats for like one day, and then the stats go away. So they're pretty difficult. And as I told people, they're also impossible to monetize on. So let's say you had 100,000 people watching on LinkedIn. So what? There's no monetization play. Same with Facebook. You know who makes all the money on Facebook? A guy named Zuckerberg. Who makes all the money on LinkedIn? It's owned by Microsoft. Okay. What about the people who do the work? They don't get anything, so it is what it is. But from my perspective, it allows our people who are putting shows on like you to get a lot of traction, because at the same time, it doesn't cost anything to broadcast through LinkedIn and Facebook. In other words, all you do is you press a button, poof, there you're there. So,
that is so cool. So I can now say 100,000 views at minimum.
Oh, the network has 100,000.
The network
views.
has 100,000.
It has over 100,000 views. That is correct.
So
Now,
cool.
yeah, and that's pretty good because we started with Mark a couple of years ago. 2 years ago, we had 0 shows, 0 views. Okay. We had this 0 shows, 0 views. Okay. And then you're doing like this to get to 100. You're going, no, can we get to 100? So it's really more persistence that, and people just don't even think that. And I have a lot of books on Netflix and Facebook, and I've read through them. And if you look at what they did, the biggest thing they did is they were bloody persistent. In other words, it wasn't anything else except they're dog determined to get it done. But everything else is just,
I guess
it's an
showing
intangible.
up. I don't know.
Yeah, it just keeps showing up. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and the thing,
that's what Barbara does. That's what Billy does. They just keep showing up.
I don't have
They're
nothing.
running off to Africa and other exciting places that they like to go to and everything. Hey, Shawnee, I think that there was a message sent from somebody that's truly amazing. He runs a movement. He runs this wholly other thing.
Oh,
should I bring that up so that we can
Yes,
listen in as
please
well?
do. Please bring that up.
Yes, I think we need to bring that up as well. So,
hey, Barbara, this is Bruce George, founder of the Genius Is Coming movement and co-founder of Def Poetry Jam on HBO. I wanted to say congratulations on a year of the Barbara H. Smith Show. Keep up the amazing work. Very proud of her sister. Peace and blessings.
you have a Barbara H. Smith fan club you didn't even know about, did you?
Yes, and there is someone else who wants to say something, and I believe they are in Hampton, Virginia. So if you could slide over, Mrs. Barbara H. Smith, for a second. I believe there is someone else who would like to talk.
Hey, hello, everybody.
Yes.
You're talking about Survivor? Well, she is a survivor. I can
She is
tell
a
you
survivor.
Story.
Yes. Right.
When she was first born, she has 2 mothers. I'm her birth mother, and she has a godmother. And her godmother took her and put her in the closet.
I've been trying to get out of the closet ever since.
So she's been surviving ever since. Because she keeps going forward. She doesn't look back. She goes forward. And you don't see the worst of her. Some days she says, I'm not doing it, Mom. And I said, you got to. We are not losers. We're going forward. And she's been doing that. And I'm very proud of her. I also have other I have 5 children. So they all treat me like a queen. And I enjoy every moment. Also have son-in-law. And he treats me like a queen too.
As he should.
And they all think they can tell me where to go and when not to go. But at 83 years old, what do you think? I'm going to do what I want to do. As long as God give me strength. And I just think ever since Barbara been on the TV, she has sprung wide open like a tree branch. And I think all of the people who has been encouraging her, working with her, she never stopped learning. She always been a learner. And she didn't want to get a low grade. She always got A's in her school years. And she's a go-getter. And her best friend is her father. Her father was her best friend. And to the end. He could get her to do things when I could. She could get him to do things when I couldn't. And I'm telling you, I have enjoyed my daughter all these many years. And I'm not going to say everything was perfect because we have our little differences too. But I thank God that she's here with me and I'm here with her and we have a ball. And I can travel with her when she go places. I always love to travel. And I have a good time each time I go with her someplace. And I thank you, Billy, for taking care of me when I was out there in Africa.
You're a queen. You're a queen. You got to be taken care of.
Walking me upstairs. It was awesome. And I just thank you all for the TV show for her. She's been doing a wonderful job, and I'm very proud of her. Thank you, Sean.
No problem. Can I say how excited I was that I text her? I text your 83-year-old mother and asked her, and she not only did she respond to my text, she sent an emoji.
You sent an emoji. That's amazing. Hey, speaking of amazing, we just finished doing this amazing event. It aired over the IBM network as well as other things, and it's been going on for a long time. It's now getting ready to go into the every other month variation and all of that. So I wanted to definitely introduce Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly is in the house. Dr. Kelly has also helped bring a lot of the programs to the IBM network, including the Barbara H. Smith Show and the Billy Graham Show. So, Dr. Kelly, this is Nick down below you and all of that. So, definitely he's one of the founders of IBM TV, along with Kim Calhoun. But we're celebrating Barbara today. What do you got to say, Dr. Kelly, about this amazing lady, Barbara, and this kind of movement that we've been part of starting along with our partners at IBM TV?
That's all I got to say. Just go on.
You're so funny. I said, no, he did this like his camera.
Off screen. What I want to say is, and first of all, hey Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm looking for Barbara's book. I have it here in my bookshelf.
You gotta read. You gotta read.
Yeah. Speak, coach, train. That's it. That's it.
It's right here.
It's right here.
Right here.
What I would like to
Yeah.
say is that when I first met Barbara, and I remember our first conversation like it was yesterday. And I'm a consummate guy who say, how can I serve you? That's what I talk about all the time. Mm-hmm. So I said, Barbara, what do you need? And Barbara said, I need and then she went on to continue to talk. She was not yet there where she could really just say, this is what I need. This is what I need. This is what I need. And I got the ability to actually say what I need. When alcoholics show up, they never want to say that they're alcoholics. And you have to say you're an alcoholic before you. Yes, just hold on, Barbara. You just have to say you're alcoholic before you can get cured. And when Barbara finally said that she needed a team, she worked on it. She worked on it. And I watched her from that moment to this moment. And I am truly proud. I've told Barbara that I wanted her to have a show. She resisted.
Really?
And I kind of worked her into getting that show. And once she got started, I just left her. I refused to work for Barbara because I knew Barbara had the talent and the skill to do it. When she gave me her story about her being an engineer and how she took things apart and how she put things back together, that is what she did with this show. And she's made not only the network proud, she's made my family proud, because whether Barbara knows it or not, Barbara's one of the few people can keep me from expressing myself in the language that I like to use, which is cussing.
In the very colorful language that you use.
And she's doing great. You know, I'm proud of her. I know she's going to be doing more.
Right.
When she started talking about losing weight, I challenged her with it. When she talked about getting a team, I challenged her with it. And when she did her book, I was honored when she asked me to do the forward. And I didn't just do the forward like most people that write things down and then they just hand it to you and they're gone. They're somewhere else. I took the time out and looked at Barbara, the woman, and looked at how she was progressing. And then I said to her what most people are afraid to say to great leaders. Most people don't want to give great leaders their due. They want to give them some, but they don't want to give them their due because they're wrapped up into their eyes. I'm not wrapped up into my eye. Just like this network, I pushed this network to do the great things that we've been able to do. And I know it's the first time I met Nick, but Nick, if you look at what we've been doing, we've been giving you real content. You know, a lot of people gonna come and say, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this. I never came and said what I wanted to do. I talked with Mark and I said, Mark, let's do it. Mark said, well, is it gonna be good? I said, Mark, come on. It's just like my jump shot. It's gonna be all Bob. so we really
Here we go.
We really want to appreciate Barbara for what she's done. I know it's her hour. And when Shawnee called me, you know, she never asked me. She never asked me, did I have anything to do tonight? She never once said with Dr. Kelly. And then when I saw the email, I was really hot when I saw the email because the email said, oh, you can record something and send it in. And I was like, if I record something and send it in to Barbara A. Smith, it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be some problems.
Some problems to Barbara. So I pushed Martha Reeves Jules show that's in the metaverse because I'm working on doing some stuff with the metaverse. And I told them that I had to be here for Barbara because she's not only a friend of mine, but she's like a sister. She's just like a sister to me. And while I was there, I was still working for Barbara A. Smith. There is a show opportunity for you, Barbara, in the metaverse, which is going to expand your footprint.
Right.
We just had IBM Network in the metaverse. I was in a meeting talking to them about some day programming that they do because I know, Nick, you guys do day programming. And
yeah, I do the day.
Right. Y'all do the day programming. So there may be some opportunity there for you guys to also be in the metaverse also because we stream from you. So, you know, we put you there, but I want to get you guys involved so everybody knows who's doing what so that we can see how much we can do to change this world because that is the only reason that I'm here. And Billy, you know I'm gonna let you slide. You know I'm gonna let you slide. You know I'm gonna let you slide. You know I'm gonna. That's all right.
We're not doing none of that on my show tonight. We're not doing.
I didn't even do nothing. I'm sitting here.
You can sit here and being innocent and all that. Hold on, Shawnee. We got to bring up a couple of other friends, including one that has done a lot of amazing work and is a great person in terms of making sure that we're all healthy and all of that. And she's just a truly amazing lady, none other than Eliza Carter.
Hello there, lovely. How are you? Help me breathe because right now I'm doing a little bit.
I'm actually standing up. See? I'm standing up.
Good
she brought
for
her
you.
hands up.
He got an
Thank you
extra
so much for being here.
because I cannot talk tonight without standing up.
Okay. Taking some some breathing lessons from you, and you taking some speaking lessons from me. I love it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. And I got a whole heap of things to do tonight, but I want to hop on and just say, Barbara, I appreciate you. I celebrate you today. And I just wanted to chirp a little something to you. Okay? How can I say thanks for all the things you have done for me? Things so deserved that you gave to prove your love for me. And the voices of a million angels cannot express my gratitude. All that I am and ever hope to be, we owe it all to thee.
You better sing, girl.
God be the glory. To God be all the glory. To God be the glory for the amazing things He's doing in you. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
She honored me with that because I said, sing something live, and she said, good night.
She was talking all day and a horse, so I said I better give you something.
You delivered. There's no doubt you delivered. I think we got one more person that wanted to pop in and say some words as well.
Oh my God, you got my son! What's up, T?
Hey, Mom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How did you get him?
I'm well. So, I've been watching this live stream for quite some time. Been watching my mom majority of my life. You know, and I would like to say that I'm one of her biggest cheerleaders, but that's debatable. I've seen her go through some rough patches, and that's where I stepped up and really gave her more encouragement, like I was giving Shani earlier today. The transformation that I've seen now, like it's really amazing to see all your faces and to see how greatly you're supporting my mother. She needed it, honestly, because she has a lot of doubt, and I'm a forefronter and I'm a fighter. So they call me the bear of the family because that's just what I do. I protect my family, and I'm looking forward to pushing her to the next limits, no matter what situation it is. Just because of my history, Mom has always been there. She's picked me up when I was on the ground, told me to dust myself off because you're a man. Not only are you a man, but you're a black man. And if you think anybody's going to give you anything or hand anything to you, you got another thing coming. So with that, I've taken that and just reshaped my whole life. Fresh out of the military, I hit on the ground running. And it wasn't but the help of my mother, who was also there to push me to go out and search for what I wanted in life. And now it's, what would you say, Mom? 2013 is when I got out. So from 2013 until now, my life has flipped a whole, I'd say, 1080. We're going to go 1080p on this one. And so I've learned computers engineering from Mom. The whole tenacity that she has, I've really coined it and I've implemented throughout my life. So I'm very grateful for the woman that she is now and the woman that she was before she is now. It took a lot. It's still taking a lot just because I've told her before, like, I don't know what relationship we have as a mother and son relationship, but it's not this typical relationship. So if something was to happen to her, yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be hard for me. Just like it was hard for me when Grandpa passed. But Mom, you're strong. You've always been strong. I'm going to continue to protect you from I guess Lebanon, hardly. But I'm gonna try my best to still call you and be on your shows and give you an encouragement when you need it the most, because I know how hard it is out here. If anybody knows, I know. I love you. I'm really in class right now. They're on mute. You can't hear them. So I'm in CCNA right now, taking that course.
Okay.
So just wanted to say hey, and thanks again, Shani.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you too. Certified Cisco Network Administrator. I love when he talks geek to me. Anyway.
Hey, Barbara, I'm sure people would love to hear more and more about some things that you've had going on, including the recent appearance you had on a major network show. But before we get to that, and before you share a little bit about that, I think it's time for a sizzle reel, because we're going to hear the latest Barbara sizzle reel, and then we'll come back with some more conversation and some more people supporting. And I know we've got at least one more video that we've got to play of somebody with a message as well. But I think if that's all right with you, Shani, are you good with a sizzle reel right about now?
I am good for a sizzle reel right about now.
Let's do it.
You guys are amazing. I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and go and you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kingston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world. They did it like they did that.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
We got it.
You found it. Yes.
You finally found your book, Nick.
I found it. There it is.
Found the book.
I knew I
Nick's
had it.
got the book. I've got mine, and I'm geared to pull mine out in a second as well. But my question for you, Billy, you just recently have been a couple of times, not once, but a couple of times to Africa with Miss Barbara and everything. So what was those Africa trips like, and just what was that experience like hanging out with the amazing Barbara H. Smith?
Oh, if we would have to have a whole nother couple of episodes for us to even dive into all of that, but I will give you a surface level. when Mama B, yes, I call her Mama B because she's not just Barbara H. Smith to me. She is like a mama. She's a mentor, a counselor, a confidant. So T, I understand everything you said. I'm kind of jealous because you got to get this from her your whole life. I just been getting this the past few months, and I know what I've got from her. I know she poured into you just like she pours into everybody. And when I say I have one thing that I will say is like her fault line. She will pour into others until she's empty before she even thinks to pour back into herself. That's that selflessness of her. She just gives and gives and gives. And in Africa, oh my goodness, the laughs, I can go on for days because I don't know if y'all understand this. This woman is a comedian. You think you're not. She sits there and she has a subtle way, and I know if you really talk to her, she has a way of spinning a joke to you without making it a joke. And before you know it, you're sitting there holding your stomach laughing. But no, Mama B, I look forward to many more experiences, not just with Africa, but as we go around the world together. I look for more experiences, more mentorship, more learning from you and all the great things you do. And I hope I can continue to do something to help pour back into you as much as you pour back into others.
Yeah, no doubt about that. By the way, there's the book. I did have my copy of the book.
Oh, you got your copy too. Woo.
Yes, everybody's got their copy of the book. But you can't be a success without having somebody that is like, we have our different kinds of mentors. So of course you got people that are going to be coaching you in different things. And definitely one of your coaches is a coach in terms of style and makeup and all of that. So I've got to bring on the amazing Holly Bird Miller and all of that.
Barbara, hi everybody. Barbara, I was not going to miss this opportunity to hop on here and tell you just how proud I am of you. I don't know if there's a format. I'm sorry I popped on a little bit late. You have no idea what it took for me to be here, but I was like, I'm going to be here. So I am so very honored to be able to participate. So please let me know if there's some type of protocol or format that I'm supposed to be following.
You are going right with the protocol and format. People are just shining in and letting folks know how much Barbara means to them. And I know that a lot of the style stuff that goes in Barbara's life, you are a major influence in that, and y'all have consulting with each other around that. So if you want to share a little bit about that part of the journey, because every time that Barbara comes on the show, every day that we do this show, every week, Barbara is usually styling and just dazzling. And I know that you are part of that whole thing in that process. So I would love to hear how that process and how that works with you. Because, Nick and Eric, those people over there on those big networks that got all those style people, I think Holly does just as good a job of making Barbara that star quality. So that's just my opinion. I don't know if Barbara agrees with me and everything, but definitely what I've seen. And even when she's gone out of town to do appearances on other people's shows, like what she did on The Doctors, and I'd love to hear a little bit about that as well from Barbara. But definitely, Holly, it's on you.
Wow, wonderful. Well, thank you so much again for kind of teeing that up for me, Mark. Honestly, Barbara has her own style. I can't take credit for all the wonderful things that she does stylistically, but I will say that it has been an honor working with her to help her with some of her branding. And it's just been a true privilege. I mean, everything that has already been shared about her, I want to echo that times 10. She is such a light. She is such a force to be reckoned with. She is such an inspiration. Like every time I speak with her, like sometimes I'm supposed to be pouring into her professionally, but she pours into me tenfold. And so she is, again, like Billy Graham stated, she will give and give and give until her cup is empty, and she doesn't ask for anything in return. That's just the kind of person she is. And I'm so privileged and so blessed to be able to know her. And I know that that's part of the reason why she has evolved and she has elevated as much as she has personally and professionally, because she just has that giving spirit. She has that altruistic nature where she just wants to continue to do for others and to see them shine. I too share that nature. So I am one of those people who I am a champion. I am a cheerleader for Barbara and my clients. And I know what it's like to be in the presence of greatness. So when I met Barbara, I already knew. I was like, this woman is just, she is wonderful in and of herself. She just has this light that beams and radiates, and this energy and this effervescent nature that draws you to her like a magnet. And so from the first moment that we met, that was the nature of the relationship. I knew we were going to be fast friends, and I'm so blessed to be able to say that. And then the cherry on top of that is that we are also working together in business. So it has been a blessing to be able to stand alongside Barbara and watch her grow, the wonderful things that she's doing in her business, not only domestically, but what she's doing internationally is I'm in awe of her. I'm literally awestruck of how she's been able to grow her brand and her business. And I mean this with all sincerity. And you know that, Barbara, with or without the camera and all the eyes watching, I mean this with all sincerity. That's why I'm able to speak with it. So, speak about her so fluidly, because I really do honor her. I do value her. I am in awe of her and all of her greatness and everything that makes her the Barbara H. Smith. I love it that she is that woman who, she knows a lot. She's had a lot of life experiences. She's had a lot of professional experiences. And so she really is truly a wealth of information. She is the ultimate coach. She is the ultimate trainer. She is just the ultimate speaker, and everything that everyone has said about her and then some. Again, like I said, I can echo that because I've witnessed it. I've seen it. I've been influenced by it. And for her to appear on the Doctor Show is no easy feat. There's not a lot of people who get on that show and those folks have merit, and so does Barbara. There's not a lot of folks who get on there just based on influence. There are people who get on there because they deserve to be on there. They're subject matter experts in their own right. And here we are. We have access to this amazing woman who is a subject matter expert in her own right, and appearing on platforms like the Doctor Show, being able to showcase to the world her brilliance and everything that makes her what she is. Also, to be able to, to travel to Africa, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but repeatedly, like being able to travel there and being able to pour into business owners on that continent, and to be able to just showcase her brilliance there. That's not an easy feat either. So this woman knows stuff, you guys. Soak it up like a sponge. I know I do. This woman is an influence. This woman is a force to be reckoned with. And I am just honored to be able to say that I know you, Barbara. Thank you again for being a friend. Thank you for being a mentor. Thank you for being an influence. Thank you for all the things that make you the wonderful, amazing Barbara H. Smith.
Thank you so much, Holly. Can I take you with me wherever I go?
I love you.
Here. And I know you got to go to Billy, but I thank you so much for being here. I'm definitely going to be watching on Thursday when you have Shani on your show. Make me proud.
Hey, of course, I'm only following in your footsteps. But before I go again, congrats to not just hitting the 1 year, but as Mr. Nick said, beating the 50% odd. Now we finna go after that 90%, 5 years. Trying to be trendsetter. You know how we do. But again, congrats. I'm proud of you. I look forward to talking to you, Shani, but I also look forward to continuing to walk in your footsteps, Mama B, because you are leading the path to greatness for all of us to follow. So thank you, and congrats again.
Thank you, Billy, so much.
Thank you so much.
I'll see all y'all on the other side.
See you on the other side, and of course, we will also be seeing him on Thursday right here around the network and all of that. So that's very cool. We do have one other message.
Good. That was a good
We do have one other message we've got to be showing as well, because somebody else in the videotape, and they are also very much influenced by your coaching and all of that. So if you hold on, we've got another message from the video world. So this is another message from one of your fans.
Happy anniversary, Coach. Happy anniversary. I just wanted to say happy anniversary and thank you for stepping into your greatness so that I can step into my greatness. You know what time it is. It's time to rise and be what God has called us to be. Happy anniversary and many, many, many more years. God bless you. Love you.
Love you.
Do you know how hard it was for her?
Wow.
Oh my God. Dr. Terry James, when I first met her, would not, you hear me? Would not uncover her camera. Ever.
Mm-hmm. Ever.
She would not speak on camera. Ever. She would not. So that was amazing. Everyone has been amazing tonight. It is.
So, Barbara, I'm sure folks would love to hear about the doctor's show, and I know Holly alluded to it, but I know folks would love to hear about it, as well as just your thoughts about making it to 1 year. Like Nick said, a lot of folks don't make it past a year, and definitely you have achieved a lot and done great. And I have no doubt that you're going to go past 5 years. Nick, I think she's going to be on for 10, 15, 20 years. I've already claimed that for her and everything else along those lines. So I think that she's going to be around for a long time and doing a lot of amazing things. I have been really impressed, Barbara. I want to let you know this as your producer by the guests that you have brought on to the show, because you have had some truly amazing folks. You engage you and Shani now as your co-hosts and really get them to pull out their stories. And definitely that's something that I have been really admiring your work. And as Eric knows, because Eric's known me for decades, I've been in the journalism field for a lot of years, and I know that that is not your field of profession, but I can tell you that you outdo a lot of professional journalists that I personally know and all of that. So I just wanted to let you know that from one that has seen a lot of people in the business and have been involved in the business for a number of years. And I don't want to speak for Dr. Kelly, but I do know that he's been in the PR space. And I think that he would probably agree with me because we know a lot of the same kind of people that Barbara has outdone some of the folks that we know that have even gone on to national and international fame, having started in this market and other markets. Like I said, I'm not going to speak for the man. He can speak for himself, as he likes to tell me all the time. But I do know that we've had conversations quite often, just like I have them with Mr. Nick as well. So definitely, if Eric or Nick want to pour in some more into you, I just will tell you that one of the things that I enjoy and looking forward to is every Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, meeting up with you and Shani and seeing what amazing magic y'all are going to put together.
Wow. Thanks so much for that, Mark. You have been an amazing producer for the show. We don't know what we would do if you weren't here. I can tell you, though, that the first few shows were fumbled at best. But my interest in people remains the same. And so when people come to the show, they may have a list of questions that they want us to go over, preview, talk about. But the thing I like is finding out really about them. And so I ask questions, and Shani and I bounce off each other now that she's part of the show as the co-host, but I ask questions of the people in the room, real hard questions sometimes. I remember when Bruce George came on the show, he called me afterwards and he said, my PR people said that I got into trouble talking to you on the show. I said, what do you mean? He said, you pulled things out of me that I was not supposed to talk about, nor were they part of what we wrote out that we were going to talk about, because I have to be very scripted because of the people that I know. He said, and some of the questions you asked me, the way you asked them, they just flowed, the answers just flowed out of me, and they shouldn't have. So I'm going to tell you that you're pretty good at what you do. But I'm really interested in people, and I'm really interested in their stories, because we all have stories. And I think that's why it's an attractive show, because people get to be themselves, hopefully. They get relaxed and they talk about themselves, because it's about getting the people on the show who have unique stories so that other people can be exposed to their business or their livelihoods. And that's really all there is to it for me. I mean, there's no real magic formula, if you will. The doctor show you ask, I belong to a group called Women Who Wow. And I have to give kudos to Michelle Pippin. Her first name actually is Barbara Michelle Pippin. But Michelle Pippin has this event once a year that she calls Media Marketing and Money. Media Marketing and Money. And you go to New York to pitch to different producers. And so I went to pitch to different producers. The Kelly Clarkson show, the Wendy Williams show, the Doctor show. There were several, like 6 or 7 of these producers there. I never thought that I had anything for the doctors. I kind of figured maybe Wendy Williams, maybe Kelly Clarkson, maybe some other shows that were there. Never the doctors. But there was a lady there, Marianne Zellner, the producer, executive producer, freelance producer, who said to me, I loved you the minute you walked into the room. What was that about? Well, first of all, I don't dress like everybody else. Everybody else had on their typical gray, black, brown, beige suits. I walk in with the Dr. Kelly red jacket. I walk in with the hot red shoes, Holly. I walk in with the hot red lipstick. And so when I walked in, she went, and she said, when I walked in, she said, look at you with the red shoes. Me, the clown that I am, right? So I walk in with the red shoes. I said, oh, you like my shoes? Let me model them for you. Right away, I think I captured her attention. That was the goal, right? Capture their attention. I didn't know she was part of the doctors that was going to invite me to the doctor show. She said, I have been trying to figure out a segment for you since the day I saw you. That was after hindsight. I didn't know. And so when they called, when they emailed me and said, you've been selected to be on the doctor show, I almost passed out behind my computer. Almost passed out. They asked me for different things. I sent the information in. How would you answer the question if you were interviewing? How do you get an interview? That kind of thing. And then I was asked to come to the show on a certain day. I went. It was a virtual. I went to the show, and we did just like we're doing now. It was just me and another person. And so I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. It's me and another person. Well, I get to the show, and they put me in what they call the green room, which we call backstage for here. And they put me in the green room, and this one lady kept coming back and forth and checking on me, making sure I was okay, that I wasn't nervous. And I wanted to say, I do this every week, but I didn't. And she said, do you want to rehearse your story? I said, if you want to, I don't care. So we rehearsed the story, and she says, that's not exactly what I would say if I were you. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to tell us?
You're not me.
I said, okay. I don't know who I'm talking to, right? So I said, oh, okay. I get on the show, and they start talking about Dr. O. This is Orman, not Orden, O-R-D-E-N. Dr. Orden, not Dr. Oz. Right. Not Dr. O, Dr. Oz. It's Dr. Orden. Dr. Orden is about to come up, and he's telling him, Dr. Orden, you're going to be up in 5 minutes. So let me speak to Barbara real quick. Hey, Dr. Orden, how you doing? Great to have you on the show, Barbara Smith, da-da-da-da. And then they said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm expecting one-on-one, me and Dr. Orden, right? 28 people popped on the screen at the same time. And I went, I'm not really good with that poker face. So I went, they must have cut that part out.
They probably cut that part out. Editing is a wonderful thing.
I was in shock. There were 28 people. There were 4 people who were actually talking to each other. You could see their mouths moving. And I'm supposed to be paying attention to Dr. O. Well, they did one take, and they said the second take, they did 2 takes because Dr. Orden couldn't get Speak, Coach, Train Strategies to Discover Your Purpose out correctly the first time. So they did the second take with that. Yeah, he couldn't get it out. And they did the second take. And they show the book before they show my clip. And then what the surprise was, they took my segment and cut it in half and gave me 2 segments. So when you go to the doctor show and you look the episode Barbara H. Smith, there are 2 segments instead of 1. What? So that's what happened. That's what happened on the doctor show. And so now
I have to teach you about something, Barbara. So you should be used to being ambushed, because as I recall, there was a certain famous author that me and Nick ambushed you with as well during the course of this as well.
Yeah, y'all ambushed me. You think that's funny, Nick? That's not funny.
Well, I want to say this, the greatest thing about Barbara is that she listens. She really hears you. When you say something to Barbara, you best believe that she's going to remember it. And I remember me and Barbara talking about my color, that color red. I said, you know, red is the #1 advertising color in the world. That's right. And Barbara never forgot that. You know, she used to come to our meetings and I would have my red tie on and everything. And she was looking at me. Next thing I know, Barbara would show up in her red, black, and white. And I would always say to her, I said, when you go, you got to get their attention right then. You don't get one shot. Get their attention. And then the other piece that's really, really encouraging is that she always understands, because when we get on camera, I always mess with her because I want her to be comfortable to mess with other people. And so when she gets ready to interview, you're going to get messed with. She's going to dig deep, but you're going to get messed with. If you come to her show, she's not going to, Jermaine Moody. Remember Jermaine Moody? Remember when you did Jermaine Moody? Oh, Jermaine said the very same thing. I wasn't supposed to talk about this, Barbara. I wasn't supposed to talk about that. And that is how you have to push somebody who has it. I remember I was in Maya Angelou's home in the kitchen and she was cooking and we was talking and I was with one of my friends. He's James Stevens III. He's one of the top comedians in the world. And he's an impressionist. He can sound like anybody on the planet. And he was doing a few impressions for Maya. And Maya said, look, you don't have to do any impressions because you have it. And I am an artist, so I hear what people say, but I look at what people do. And when I met Barbara and we was talking, I said, Barbara, and there's another lady that I wanted to pair Barbara with at the time, but as I say, all things are not at the right time. But one of the keys to what Barbara does that a lot of people don't do, like I said before, she listens. But as I've always told her, listening is good, but execution is #1. And everybody that gets on this stage cannot execute. And Barbara, you know I'm proud of you. You know I'm trying to hold it in, but you know I'm proud of you because at the end of the day, when we all leave this planet, that dash that we have between those 2 numbers, we got to give it all on that dash because we don't get no do-over. And in our conversations, I would always say, you don't get no do-over. Do it right. Go ahead and do it. When you're a mentor, Mr. West, isn't it Mr. West?
Dr. West.
Dr. West. You're right. Dr. West. And you was getting ready to do the show. And I said, Barbara, why don't you get Dr. West on the show? He's your mentor. And Barbara was a little apprehensive of getting him. Came back to the show again. What you gonna do? You getting Dr. West? I kept pushing. Then finally Barbara said, he's gonna be on the show. So I showed up at the show, spoke to him for a few minutes. You know how I do. I talked to you for a few minutes. Barbara came on.
You don't never talk for a few minutes. Let's stop that right now. Right now.
So I get in there and do what I got to do.
Let's stop that right now. We are 2 minutes to the end of this show, and I'm gonna have the last word right here.
I'm gonna let you have the last word, but I want to say one thing before you go. Say one thing, and I knew that when Dr. West saw you on this platform and saw you in your glory, that it was over. And from that moment on, this in my mind, from that moment on, I saw you begin to soar. And thank you for soaring.
Yep. And Barbara, I'm tossing it over to you. Actually, we got a few minutes to go. Because like I said, fortunately, Nick lets you go a little bit over on some of these things as well as some of the other network heads. So I might give you an extra 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm going to turn it over to you because this is all about you and all of that. I will say one thing really quickly is that you are also an amazing coach. Just really quickly, because you are an amazing coach. Because I had a coach lesson one time with you.
You don't do nothing quickly either.
Like I said, my part was I'm done, which is just the fact of your coaching, because you are an amazing coach. You brought me on to a couple of your coaching sessions, and if anybody has not had a coaching session with Barbara H. Smith, you need to have those coaching sessions, and that's all I'm gonna say, because I was just amazed with your coaching techniques, and you are truly an amazing coach. So I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you have the last words.
Listen, you guys really pulled one over. Shawnee, you did your thing tonight. You pulled this one off without me knowing that all of these wonderful people would be here. I want to thank all of you who've been here, who are still here. I have thank you notes to send out because for sure you pulled this one off. I would have never guessed that all of these people that showed up on the show tonight would have been here. I would have never guessed. I was looking at the time going, what are we doing for an hour? I have no clue what's going on. Johnny said, you don't need to know. I was like, wait, what? But I am really grateful, honored, privileged to know each and every one of you, everyone that came on the show tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me my flowers. My mother always says, give me my flowers while I can still smell them. And that is exactly what you did tonight. And I truly, truly, truly am grateful. No one could have ever told me that my heart would be this full on tonight. To get my son, you don't even know my son, and you got my son on here. There's 2 others, but that one you got, that, let me tell you. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Kelly. Thank you, Mark Lee, for everything. Holly, you know you are my girl. She didn't tell y'all the story about the eyelashes, though. Dr. Kelly said, your show is more than about your eyelashes. I said, oh, no, baby, you don't understand. I have to have eyelashes. And Holly Bird Miller is the reason I have eyelashes today.
I will say, Holly, even when we have meetings that are not on the show, she was like, Holly's going to be on. Hold on real quick. I got to put my lashes on.
Then my job is done. My job is done.
No other shows do I do lashes for. The Barbara H. Smith show, and anytime I have a meeting with Holly Bird, I have to be fully made up because I'm not going to be on camera without being camera ready. Okay, just that.
There you go.
And thank you so much, Nick, for always supporting. Thank you for always cheering. Thank you so much for having the audacity to be the co-founder of the IBM TV network and push all of us to the next level with Roku and Vimeo. We really appreciate it. I'm going to speak for everybody right now. We really appreciate all you do in the background. Dr. Kelly, thank you for the Black Business Expo and the Olympics. It was phenomenal last week. What I saw, I wasn't able to see it all, but thank you for that. And Mark, without you, there would be no show or shows, plural. Shawnee, my ride or die. I appreciate everything you do for the organization. I appreciate everything you've done tonight. And I will say to you that, girl, I am eternally grateful for what you did tonight. You made my heart full. Mama, thank you for being on the show. She over here in the background in the wings, always.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
She and my husband, Robert's in the wings as well. My husband is always here. My mom is always here. They always cheer me on. They always support me, always. And there's never a time when they have not supported me. No matter what I do, no matter where I go, they support me. And so I am grateful to have a support system like that because everybody doesn't have that. So with that, I know what time it is. It's time for all of us to step into our greatness because the world is waiting for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, what were you saying an hour ago?
Unless Shawnee's got some words that she wants to share too, Barbara.
You know, I did want to say that through Eliza, I came to meet Bruce George, the founder of Genius is Common Movement. And through him, I got to meet Dr. Eric Kelly III and participate in the Black Business Expo. We had a meeting after that first one, and you came up on the screen, and I heard your voice. And I said, I don't know what she's going to do, but I need some of that energy, some of that confidence. I'm going to get some of that from her, and reached out to you. And I am so eternally grateful that I did. And it has just been absolutely an amazing ride. I'm looking forward to going even further. I will be in Africa the next time with you and Queen Agnes. Somehow, some kind of way. I don't know how yet though, but some kind of way. But I just can't thank you enough for passing what I call the confidence baton to me so that I can share my voice and my greatness. So thank you for sharing yours to let me know it's okay to share mine. And for that, I say thank you.
That's real. That's really real. You know, that is really real, Barbara, because anytime that you can affect somebody else's life, that means you're changing the world.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've said to everybody that gets in the room together, call people, connect with people, but more important, deal with that fear that's in your heart. And she dealt with her fear. We all deal with our fears.
Right.
And you dealt with your fear, and it's just beautiful. I mean, it's I don't really know what to say sometimes, but really,
that's not true.
Really,
I'm
yes, really, I'm telling you,
On that note, Dr. Kelly, we're gonna rep our brand right on out of here because nobody's believing that if you don't know what to say.
You let me get my 5 seconds.
Nikki said we give Dr. Kelly a hard time.
Yeah. I just really want to say that we can talk till we turn blue in the face, but you execute, and that's the most important thing. The most important thing is to execute. And thank you. Genius is coming, and I'll see all y'all on the other side.
We're gonna rep our brand right on out of here.
Engage, inspire, empower. That's what I help you do as a celebrity, speaker, trainer, and coach. Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith, known as the Masterful Presenter. I am the one that can help you dig deep inside your passions and deep inside your life to get you to the place you always dreamed.
I had the pleasure of hearing Miss Barbara Holmes Smith speak today, and just from her speaking to me today, I have realized that I need to have personalized my alter ego and be able to put myself out there a lot more.
I help through speaking techniques, teaching you how to use your words and your body language to inspire people to come up higher.
Today's presentation with Ms. Barbara was just outstanding. She has really helped me with her personality, with her being so genuine and passionate about what she believes in and helping to coach, train. Her sense of humor, her energy is just incredible.
How do I do that? By coaching and speaking and training. I help you with whatever it is that you want to do next. What is your next? Are you ready to take your life, your career to the next level? I can get you there. Contact me at www.barbarahsmith.com.